Hello, this is Captain Chaudhari. Today I'm going to speak about a very special topic. I hope you all are enjoying my videos on naval arc, navigation, legal knowledge, ROR, etc. But today I'm going to speak about a topic that was my first love. My first book that I wrote was on Chartwork, basic knowledge and miscellaneous calculations. Now I'm going to talk about my first book and first topic, that is the vectors of course steered, course made, good, current, etc. So we'll call this topic as course triangle, right? The basics of chart work. Now what happens? Now what is the effect of current and wind? Basically we will understand. We'll try to understand. First of all, let's take wind. In our normal calculations, suppose there is this wind blowing from one side. We say that the ship is bodily, although we are keeping the same head, the ship bodily tends to drift in a direction that is called leeward side. So this side will be called windward side, and this side is leeward side. So you have the winds blowing from one side. Now this leeway, how do you know what is the leeway? There is a very nice and simple method of finding out what is the leeway. All you have to do is, whether there is current or there is no current. Current does not make a difference here in finding out what is the leeway. You will find that the wake of the ship is in this direction, and you stand here and you will find this is the 4.5 line. The angle between the 4.5 line and the wake of the current, this is the leeway. So there is a very simple way of understanding, there is a very simple way of finding out what is the leeway. When we talk about course steered, course made, good triangle, we have different sides of a triangle to deal with. Now the heading which an AB steers, or AB is told to steer, or the heading on autopilot, that is this heading, is called small arrow line. We will not use very high technical terms. We'll call that line as a small arrow line. Now on the leeward side of small arrow line, I told you the course which is given to the AB to maintain, or the course which is set on the autopilot, is small arrow line. And suppose the wind is blowing from the west, that means westerly wind, the small arrow line and one arrow line, it indicates that on the side of small arrow line the wind is coming from, and one arrow line is the leeward side of the small arrow line. So we have understood two lines of a triangle, this being non-significant as far as the triangle shape is concerned. One arrow line, and then suppose there is a current which is say going in, there is a current that is going in southeasterly direction, indicated by 3 arrows, right? When we join the end of current with the initial position, we get 2 arrow line. I like to call this as 2 arrow line, which is also called as course made good or course over ground. This is 1 arrow line, and this is called course over water, and this is of course the current that is set and drift. So basically we are dealing with a vector triangle. Vector triangle means 1 arrow line indicating the course over water, course and distance over water, 3 arrow line representing set and drift, and 2 arrow line representing course made good or course over ground. Now if we make the triangle for 1 hour, right? If everything is for 1 hour, distance for 1 hour, we will call this as speed over water, and this will be called as speed made good, and this will be called set and rate of current, because rate is defined for 1 hour. So this is the vector triangle. This is done in a situation where there is a new third mate on the wheelhouse, in the wheelhouse, and captain simply tells him, okay, you'll be steering such and such course. You will steer 000. Captain does not discuss with him the winds, etc., the currents, etc. And captain, when the course of 000 is steered, right, he tries to find out, after 1 hour, where the ship is going to be, where the estimated position of the ship is going to be. So like third mate, he is a new fellow, he just simply stares, but when captain puts this triangle over here, he wonders like how the captain has put the triangle over here. Then captain explains, like, this is the course steered, we have the wind blowing from port side, and I measured the leeway, and accordingly I have this 1 arrow line. But it seems in this area the prevailing current is in southeasterly direction, and therefore the course made is going to be like this. So actually we must understand a few things in this course triangle or course steered, course made good triangle. That is, throughout, for sure, throughout the heading of the ship is going to be the same, right? The heading of the ship is going to be the same as was told to the AB or was set in the autopilot. But the ship progressively advances in this direction. That means physically the ship is always on 2 arrow line, right? The presence of the ship is not on small arrow line, not on 1 arrow line. Presence of the ship is always on 2 arrow line. So that is the reason when we want to find out the nearest distance from a lighthouse, say for example over here, the nearest distance from the lighthouse is found out by plotting a bearing perpendicular to the CMG line, perpendicular to the course made good line. And perpendicular to the course made good line would be probably this line. So this bearing is course made good plus 90 if the lighthouse is on the starboard side, and course made good minus 90 if the lighthouse is on the port side. So please understand, the nearest bearing or the nearest distance deals with this bearing, which is course made good plus minus 90. Now this is the nearest distance you will pass from the lighthouse. But the other way, but if you want to find out what is the beam distance, the beam distance will have to be found out by drawing a perpendicular to the small arrow line, right? Because AB is looking in this direction. You have to assume that AB is looking right forward, AB is looking in this direction. So the course that is steered by AB, he feels that the light will be abeam, A-B-E-A-M. The light will be abeam when he sees the light on his right or absolute left, right? So let us conclude these two golden rules. The abeam bearing is small arrow line plus minus 90, plus for starboard, minus for port, and nearest bearing is 2 arrow line plus minus 90, right? Another thing, as I told you before only, that the ship physically is always on 2 arrow line, right? Therefore, if ever you have to find out where is the position of the ship, you will have to find the ship on the 2 arrow line, and the method by which you will find out the position of the ship is, first you will have to calculate what is the speed made good, right? All the ETAs are calculated always by speed made good, never on the speed that is steered or speed over water, right? So all the ETAs by speed made good, right? Nearest distance by 2 arrow line, and beam distance or a bow angle by small arrow line, right? So this was the basics of the course steered, course made good triangle. Situation is when there is a new third mate and he does not know anything much about the wind, the leeway, leeway and the current, and the captain explains him like this is how you will find out the estimated position.